back from the grave and ready to party. What is going on, Nightmares? So today's video, we're going to be looking at the 1/6 figure from Trick or Treat Studios, the Return of the Living Dead Tarman figure. Now, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Honestly, in my opinion, it is definitely the top zombie movie of all time in my world. Now, the Return of the Living Dead is a instant classic, and we all know and love Tarman. Now, Tarman is probably one of the coolest, most badass looking zombies I have ever seen on screen. And the fact that Trick or Treat Studios was able to create a 1/6 figure of Tarman is just absolutely awesome. So as always, guys, we're checking out the box. That's what we do when we do these unboxings and reviews. Beautiful box. You can see how just shiny that box is. And we got the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead logo going on the sides, and on the back we have that awesome portrait of Tarman, which is, like I said, an extremely awesome, just over-the-top, crazy, cool zombie, in my opinion. But beautiful boxing. I love how Trick or Treat Studios pretty much put all this together, like the movie poster. And then if we go ahead and we open the box, we see, of course, Tarman in the little window. And then we got another up-close and personal shot with Tarman on the left-hand side. But we also got, according to the movie poster, we got the little zombies in the back on the border around Tarman, as you see. And, of course, Tarman's famous line, brains, with a nice little red going on there. So absolutely beautiful. Beautiful packaging. Absolutely, you know, it would definitely make your collection pop if you choose to leave this guy in the box. But absolutely beautiful. And then now we're going to be going ahead and moving to the brain. Now, this is one accessory that Tarman does come with. So now we do have the kind of the chunk that looks like he bit out of the brain, and we got actually a whole brain, which is pretty cool because it's really detailed. And we don't only have the brain, but we also got the brain stem that's going on right there that you can see. But I can tell you for sure that they did a really good job you know, putting this brain together. I mean, it's got that wet, slimy look on it, lots of details, and just, I mean, it's a brain, so it's gonna look pretty cool nonetheless. But I do love how they did, you know, took the opportunity to take that big bite and chunk out of the brain as Tarman, you know, as a zombie. That's what they want, is brains. And, you know, that's pretty cool. Like I said, the detailing is really cool. The wet look is awesome. And then going into the other head, because Tarman comes with two heads, the head that's already on the figure, and then this head right here. Now, this is the head of the costume that the actor wore when he was bringing Tarman to life on screen. Now, this one is a smaller head, but this is actually my favorite look because this is pretty much what he's really known for and what he's seen for. Now, the other head, which we'll get into, that's on the figure already, that is the head that was kind of like the animatronic or the puppet head that they used when you first initially see him coming out of the corner and he says brains for the first time. But this head right here, this is the mask, or the, you know, the headpiece that the actor wore when he was playing Tarman. And I gotta say, they did a really good job on this piece. They got everything from the bone structure to the eyes. You know, we got those Bucky cartoon teeth, the very pink tongue that he has, and then, you know, of course, he's got that gap right there, like that missing tooth. But I gotta say, this head is really shiny. I mean, both heads are really shiny. They got a nice gloss to it to help give it that wet, you know, slimy, tarry look, obviously. Now, the mouth obviously does open, as you've seen. I just shut it right there. This one right here, I know we'll kind of get into it when we look at the figure. It doesn't open all the way when it's on the body, but that's okay. Either way, like I said, for the main profile of Tarman, I'm going to be probably using this head right here, just because I'm not going to say it looks more like Tarman than the other head, but this is just more of a classic look. Now, here is the head that was the animatronic, or like the puppet type of head, when he comes out of that corner and he says brains for the first time. Now, this is a good head. There's nothing, I'm not trying to disown this head or anything like this. This head is able to open up pretty much as far as it can go when you're on the figure. But the one thing I like about this is that this is, again, slimy, it's shiny, right? And the one thing I do like is you got the droop kind of going down his eye. You can see it right there on the right side. So it kind of gives it that just right out of the barrel look to it. You know, his mouth does close if you want it to close, but I mean, it's still an iconic look for Tarman. Like I said, it's the first kind of like imagery that we see of Tarman in the movie. But I mean, Trick or Treat Studios has nailed both of these heads. I mean, they nailed the figure in general. But I mean, just looking at this beautiful face, I mean, it's just absolutely awesome. Now, without switching the heads, this is still the same head when he first comes out of the kind of like the little corner of the room or of the basement. But going down, up and down this figure, you know, he's really cool. I'm not a big fan of like the tarry cloth that's kind of coming off of him that you can kind of see dangling there. It is a thinner plastic. It isn't, it's not, I wouldn't say cheap, because it's not, I don't think it's really cheap. It's just, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting maybe a little bit more of a drippy, gooey look, kind of like how you can see around here, like his torso area, maybe like a thicker plastic to kind of give it that more of a droop that you see in the movies. And then looking on the back, now the torso piece that you see there is like sculpted plastic, and then right around his butt, waist area, going down to his pants, it is plastic. It's kind of like a stretchy-ish material, and under the legs they are sculpted. You can see bone and stuff like that, his feet. I like how they did the pants, you know, and the kind of like rubbery part when it comes down to like his waist and his legs, because to me, I don't think you can just sculpt that and it would look great, you know. Now like his torso and his back with the bone and that kind of sculpted tarry substance is fine. I do like that, but I do love how they do the pants. You can kind of see right there as it's drooping too. That gives it, in my opinion, a more drenched, wet, slimy look to it. Now it's kind of pretty cool because they kind of gloss the tar itself too on the pants and, you know, or on the figure, on his arms. Obviously he's Tarman, so he's going to be tarry, he's going to be slimy and goopy and stuff like that. So they did really good. You know, it's nice sculpting on the back and front piece. His arms were really good. His legs, like I said, even when you can look through the holes that are kind of through his pants, those are all sculpted legs all the way down to his feet as well. And you know, the cool thing about it is that, you know, the painting is really well, the sculpting is really well, and I'm kind of going to be switching back and forth between heads so you guys can see. And I kind of was testing with the brain, because for some reason with the brain, it gives a different profile when you have different heads on there. So we're going to be looking at, you'll see the different heads on the figure, and holding the brain, and kind of see what I'm talking about. But no, like I said, the sculpting, the painting on this thing is really good. I've been playing around with him after I did this video, kind of like posing him, and, you know, kind of making him like either slouched over like he was eating something, or, you know, there's just so many ways you could do that, because when you look at Tarman in the movie, you know, he's literally glued together with the tar and the clothing, and, you know, so he kind of has that wobbly feature, you know, walk that he does and things like that. But they did a really good job on the figure, and you know, he does stand well on his own. I was gonna do like the turntable for you guys, but he kind of kept falling back, which is, you know, kind of understandable, because he's spinning, he's not standing still. But he is standing still all on his own. It only took like maybe a little notch or two on the foot to kind of get him, you know, to stand. But like I said, he stands very easy. I don't have problems with him falling over or anything like that. And I really do love what they did with this figure. Now, a lot of people will probably say, well, his arms are too thin and things like that. I don't have a problem with his thin arms, because, I mean, altogether he's a zombie that's pretty much a skeleton that's just tarry, a couple muscles and tissue and stuff like that, you know, throughout the body. But, I mean, this figure is just absolutely crazy. I mean, you can see here I'm testing with lights, you know, red and green. I mean, he looks really awesome. So, big shout out to Trick or Treat Studios. Like I said, Return of the Living Dead is one of my favorite movies. Absolutely love it. Tarman is my #1 zombie. If you ask me, he's king of the zombies. But this is it, guys. The 1/6 scale Tarman figure from Trick or Treat Studios from the Return of the Living Dead. And like I said, he's just an overall beautiful figure. I have him on my desk right now, and I just can't stop looking at him. And, you know, I can't wait to get my hands on the Amok Time toy, the version of that Tarman. I love Tarman. You know, growing up, you know, going to the movie rental place, which was Midtown Video over by my house, you know, Friday night, go rent a VHS, horror movie, pizza, just sit back, watch 80s horror movies, and it was just absolutely awesome. So that's going to be it for the video, you guys. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and consider becoming a member of the channel, just like the awesome people you're going to see at the end of the video. But remember, be the strange you wish to see in this world, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, be safe, see you later.